All right. Hello, Professor Brito. All right. So today I will be sharing my final project, and this is going to be on legends, and my campaign is Never Settle. All right. So what is our campaign mission? So our campaign mission is to strategize and execute a 3-month digital marketing campaign that will not only drive revenue, but more importantly, enhance Legends brand awareness through, motivational and empowering um, hashtag Never Settle campaign that pretty much supports Legends' overall core mission. All right. And next we have here is a table of contents. So throughout this project, there's going to be 8 different parts to it. And so just bear with me. I don't know if I went overboard with all the detail, but it's okay because it was one of my favorite projects. So. All right. So part 1, competitive analysis. All right, so we'll start with the strengths. So first off, we have brand awareness, and with 133 Instagram followers, Legends is a very popular athletic brand, and they have also been like worn by, a variety of well-known athletes. So I think that was a pretty cool on their end, especially that's also another reason why I kind of like started getting into it just because of seeing like the influencer power that they have. That also brings me to the next part, which is Legends has been able to capitalize on their influencer partnerships, and this has allowed them to obtain an abundance of content that really showcases well-known athletes and celebrities really just repping their gear. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then for their third strength, I have quality products. So despite their high prices, all of their products are known for being made with a really unique style and high quality material. And that kind of brings me to my next point, where it says high prices for a weakness. And despite the high quality of their apparel, their prices are on the higher side. So I would say that this allows potential buyers to search and buy from other competitors at lower prices. Their second weakness, I would say, is a lack of Facebook and Instagram followers. Legends, they do have a strong Instagram following, but their Twitter only has literally less than 1,000 with only 768 followers, and Facebook with 15,533. And then for their third weakness, I would say is that they only sell products for men. So, and with that said, most of their competitors do sell products for men and women. So, I feel like that's kind of a weakness that they're really lacking right now. All right, moving on to opportunities. So that previous point brings me to this one, market share. Since Legends only sells products for men, there is a major opportunity to increase their market share if they were able to make products for women. So I feel like that would really be a great opportunity that they could capitalize on. Another opportunity would be an additional social media channel, which would be a YouTube channel. And I just feel like the creation of a YouTube channel would be a great way to really showcase their content and, just create more like ways to build brand awareness and just, create a diversify their audience, I would say. All right. So as far as threats go, I would say obviously, there is an abundance of competitors within this industry, such as Gymshark, ASRV, Nike, Lululemon, and so forth. So I feel like they do have a lot of strong competition, and like I previously stated, a lot of these competitors also sell women's clothes. So yeah, and then threats. So similar to strong competition, there are going to be emerging brands in the future. Considering the growing popularity of fashionable athletic apparel, there's always going to be new brands with the same similar ideas and similar target audiences that will kind of try to come in and take up more of the market share. All right, so brand narrative, part 2. All right, I'll go ahead and read this. I'm going to have to get a little close for this one. So our brand narrative is, there's always going to be a time in your life when you feel like you just want to quit and give up. There's always going to be a time in your life where you feel like you have already reached your peak and you can't work towards anything else. There's going to be a time where you feel like you're satisfied with your life being good enough and you'll just settle for what you have. When that time comes, you need to remember that you are the only one who can change your life for the better. You need to flip a switch and tell yourself you are capable of so much more. When that time comes, change needs to start with telling yourself that you will never settle. You will never settle for being good enough. You will never settle for being average. You will never settle for anything but the best. When you settle for good enough, you rob yourself of living a better life and maximizing your true potential. So take a good look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you will never settle for anything but the best. Hashtag never settle. So yeah, that's the brand narrative. And I wanted to be more focused on, inspiring, people to never settle and be a legend, because the legends never settle, if you kind of get what I'm saying. But yeah, I wanted to be more motivational and not really focus on their products, but more towards something that just motivates their audience outside of what they sell. All right. So part 3, moving on to our target audience. So for our first target audience, it's going to be student athletes. And obviously, I would say this is more going to be of a Generation Z, ranging in 17 to 24-year-olds. I estimated their income to be around 15,000 to 30,000, with interests such as fitness, health, college sports, so forth. As far as my elevator pitch goes, so from the rigorous 5 a.m. workouts to the constant team meetings to traveling across the country to compete and going back to class, Legends provides student athletes with quality gear that they can wear anywhere. So whether you're trying to improve every aspect of your game or studying for a midterm, Legends has quality gear that students can wear without having to settle for lower quality. So yeah, that's my first target audience. My second target audience is going to be, your gym rats and your fitness enthusiasts. And these are going to be more of like a Gen Z / millennials. And again, this is going to be a age range of 17 to 30, 35. So, and then I kind of estimated their income to also be around 20,000 to 85,000. With their interests being similar to the college athletes. And my elevator pitch is pretty much when you, with the countless hours you spend in the gym, you need quality gear that can withstand your intense workouts. And Legends has every type of workout apparel that will fit your style and, more importantly, push you every step of the way as you strive to get faster and stronger. All right. And then for my third target audience, this is going to be fashion conscious men. So it's obvious that, Legends is more of like a fashion style clothing brand. So it's kind of where I was kind of focusing in on. So, and again, this is also going to be, Gen Z and millennials with similar interests other than, fashion and style. So, and as far as the elevator pitch goes, there is a popular saying that when you look good, you feel good. Every piece of Legends gear is designed to not only withstand the hardest workouts, but is designed with a unique style that our customers can feel confident wearing anywhere they go. So yeah, those are going to be my 3 main target audiences. And then, considering that Legends only sells men's clothing as of right now, all these target audiences are pretty much based on the men's side. All right, so part 4, social media platforms and paid media. All right, so I'm going to start with the content breakdown, and then I decided to break it down with the peso model. So with paid media, obviously this is going to be paid advertisements on Instagram, Facebook, and Google, that really just target our preferred audiences, as well as paid partnerships with, specific influencers who resonate with our target audience. Going on to earned media. Earned media is going to pretty much like media content that is voluntarily created by our audience, either wearing the gear and, tagging us on social media, is along with influencer generated content that showcases our brand and product. As far as shared media, this simply put is going to be, organic media content that is shared through all of our social media websites along with our website. And lastly, for owned media, it's pretty much going to be, original content that Legends specifically creates for their, social platforms and website, along with influencer generated content that we paid for within our partnerships. All right, so platform objectives. So with the platforms, I wanted to mainly, for at least for this campaign, I really wanted to focus in on Instagram and Facebook, along with Google. So here we have our marketing funnel in the middle, and it goes awareness, interest, consideration and intent, and then obviously lastly it's going to be the purchase stage. So for Instagram and Facebook, I really found that they're going to be primarily in charge of anywhere from the awareness stage all the way to the consideration and intent stage. And then, the primary goal of Instagram and Facebook is, going to be to drive awareness by showcasing, the variety of appealing content that, really attracts our audience. And then, just by capturing their attention, we will, just aim to capture their interest and purchase consideration. And with the use of Instagram and Facebook ad tools and their shop, we can, really, utilize their retargeting tools to, just increase their interest. And also, just with the Instagram influencer marketing, we will enhance their interest and consideration of, just potential buyers. And then for Google on this side, I recognize that Google is primarily going to be more of the consideration and intent to the purchase stage, considering that their website is on Google. And then, so pretty much, as the awareness and interest is developed through Instagram and Facebook, our target audience is going to, build a stronger consideration and intent to buy. And with the use of Google Ads and SEO, we can rank #1 on popular keywords and key phrases. And so, similar to Instagram and Facebook, Google will just really help us retarget our audience on social media. All right, so moving on, content strategy. So first we have content goal. So our goal is pretty much to create unique content that showcases our products aesthetically, as well as a way that motivates our audience with a never settle hashtag. Second, we have content tactics. So with these tactics, we're going to pretty much plan on uploading new variations of content, anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week on each of our social media platforms, along with having our influencers create content that shows why the hashtag never settle mentality made them successful. And third, we have content types. So this is simply going to be variations of photos, videos, reels, stories, and so forth. And then lastly, we have paid media. So we're going to create paid media ads, based on our audience's key interests and demographics, as well as retargeting users who visit both Legends as well as our competitors' social media. All right. So content type. So obviously we for Instagram, we have the Instagram reels and videos. We have the your regular timeline photos as well as the stories. Same thing with Facebook. You have your videos, your photos, and your stories. So those are again we're going to keep the focus on all of these as well. So moving on to Instagram Shop, this is going to be really important that we just continue and you really either develop or just promote more. So for Instagram Shop, this really allows us to just show our pretty much attract our target audience, and if they like what they see, obviously there's a little tab right here that they can click that'll take them directly to the second stage, which is literally the Instagram Shop. And as their interest and consideration develops, potential buyers can briefly search through more products and even look at other prices throughout the shop. And something that's really important to recognize is the view on website link right here, because as consideration develops from stage 2, this link pretty much allows potential buyers to go directly to our website, and obviously that increasing their intent to purchase a product. So, and again, with Facebook Shop, we have the same three steps, and it's pretty almost exactly the same considering that Facebook does own Instagram. So yeah. All right. So for the ad details. So our budget is going to be 45,000, and I am going to get more into detail with this. So just bear with me for a second. But I mean, I'll kind of just go through it. I'm going to allocate 5,000 to Facebook per month throughout the campaign, 6,000 to Instagram throughout the campaign, and 4,000 a month, allocated to Google throughout the campaign. As far as key placements go, we're gonna have timeline ads, story ads, reel ads, and paid influencer posts. For targeting, we're gonna have we're gonna target these ads towards our audience's interests, their demographics, and like I said before, retargeting users who visit both Legends or our competitors' social media / website. And for Google, obviously we're gonna target like keywords and keyword phrases for certain searches that our audience might do. For ad segmentation, really it's just going to focus on their demographics, such as like, age range, gender, location, interest. And then, as I previously stated, our audience is going to be student athletes, gym rat and fitness enthusiasts, and fashion conscious men. And then for our KPIs, we're going to have CPC, CTR, and impressions and link clicks. All right, moving on. So I thought that this was a really important, aspect to really go more in detail on. So when it comes to developing Instagram ads, it might seem really like simple and straightforward, but there's some key things that I just want to point out. So when developing Instagram ads, for us, for the Legends brand primarily, when selecting a primary goal for your ad campaign, I felt that website links, website visits was going to be our main goal, essentially, because that's our the goal is to get our audience from our social media platforms and then drive them to our website. So that is our main goal. Then next, you kind of move on to developing or customing your audience's demographics, and you can go and obviously input your age and gender, their interests, their locations, and going more into their interests. Instagram does a great job of really like just allowing you to select a very detailed interest, so you can really get like very specific. So for me, I put like things from like college to all of the college sports, from football, basketball, baseball, soccer. We have track and field, professional sports, fitness and wellness, healthy food, and just like fashion and style, working out in the gym, running, and so forth. So just making sure that you select all of these like specific interests that our target audience might have is really important for creating the ads. And lastly, you're going to set the budget and the ad duration. So for us, it's going to be $6,000 over 30 days. So this is going to be something that we do each month. So for the first month, it's going to be $6,000 over 30 days. And at the end of the month, you kind of evaluate how your ads are doing, and you kind of just if you need to make adjustments, you can. If you need to put more money into it, you can. If you feel like you can put less into it, you can do the same thing. So. And then, so obviously these are going to be some examples of the Instagram ads. So we have the reel and video ads, some examples of what they look like, timeline ads, as well as story ads. All right, so moving on to Facebook ads. So Facebook ads, they are Facebook ads. There is going to be a few more steps that you're going to need to take. So like I said before, when selecting a campaign goal, obviously website traffic is going to be our main goal. And then that kind of once you select that, you move into creating an image or selecting or inputting any type of image that you want. And then from there, you go into putting the caption, as well as making sure that there's a website link that takes them directly to the website. And then the call to action is obviously going to be shop now. And then for step 4, custom audience demographics. So similar to Instagram, again, yeah, you're going to select the age, the location, the gender, and as well as it'll take you to a section where you can go into step 5, where you select all of your audience interests. And this is pretty much going to be similar to Instagram. So yeah, but there is one thing that I wanted to point out, that when creating these ads, I didn't select it on here if you zoom in, but it's really important to know that like when you're targeting certain audiences, it's also important to put in your competitors as some of their interests. So if someone who's really like a big a fan of Lululemon, you can put Lululemon in their interests, and your ads will pop up on their feed, because our clothing is very similar, not the same, but like it's pretty similar. So I would say that like that would be someone that we have a similar target audience to. So It's good to always input those as well. And then lastly, create an ad budget. So for this one, I'll go ahead and zoom in a little so you can see a little better. And this one gives you a little bit more options. So obviously for us, we're going to start at June 1st, 2022 and end June 30th. So you'll kind of like reevaluate the campaign or the ad campaign, see how it's going, make adjustments as needed. And then for this specific one, I chose to input so $5,000 for the month, and that comes out to $169 per day. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. So for Facebook ads, so pretty simple. These are some examples. So, video ads, your timeline ads, as well as your story ads as well. All right, so part 5, we're gonna move on into the influencer strategy. Okay, so the types of influencers. So I broke it down into mega influencers, which are, who have 1 million followers or more, macro influencers, who range from 100,000 followers to 1 million followers, and nano influencers that range from 1,000 to 10,000 followers, and micro influencers that range from 10,000 to 100,000. So for mega, it's going to be 45% of our budget, and I'll go more into that later. And then, some examples of mega influencers can be, professional athletes, top tier college athletes, and as well as B-list celebrities. For macro influencers, this is going to be 32.5% of our influencer budget. And, some examples could be, college athletes, as well as, professional athletes and fitness influencers. For micro influencers, this is going to be 15% of our budget, and some examples could be fitness influencers as well as up and coming college athletes. And then lastly, we have nano influencers, which is only going to be 5% of our budget, but this can range from local fitness enthusiasts to college students. All right. So influencer partnerships. So the 3 main partnerships that I wanted to focus on for this campaign is going to be brand ambassadors, affiliate marketing, and social media takeovers. So for brand ambassadors, obviously, we want to partner with influencers who really resonate with our target audience in order to showcase and promote the Legends gear, by posting, content on their Instagram with the hashtag never settle and making sure to tag Legends in each post. Influencers will be will be responsible for posting professional content, wearing the Legends gear or either training in the Legends gear. And obviously this is going to be a great opportunity for us to really just repurpose this content and post it on our own social media accounts by just throughout the campaign. And, it's important to, know that like by associating certain influencers with our brand, we can really just build and increase our brand recognition. So moving on to affiliate marketing. So with affiliate marketing, we're going to partner with influencers by creating, a partnership deal and giving them their own personal discount / promo code for their audience to buy our products. And within this partnership, these influencers will benefit by, getting anywhere from 5% to 15% commission on every sale that is made through their discount code. So some examples of discount / promo codes would be, 15% off shirts and shorts, 10% off sweatshirts and pants, or free shipping. And lastly, for social media takeovers, we're going to execute this by, just giving influencers 24-hour access to our Instagram account. And with this, they can, just take our audience through a day in their life as a professional athlete or just athlete in general and share their favorite type of Legends gear to wear throughout the day or when they train. And these social media takeovers are not only a great way to just post engaging content for our audience, but it's going to be a great way to drive traffic to our social media accounts. And obviously, when we do this, we want to have both us and as well as the influencers announce the takeover prior to doing the actual takeover. So just to create, more excitement and interest. All right. So next, we're going to have our estimated pricing for Instagram influencers. So for mega influencers, we're going to estimate this at anywhere from 1,000 or more per post. Macro influencers anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 per post. Micro influencers anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 per post, and nano influencers anywhere from 100 to 500 per post. All right, so we're going to start off with mega influencers. So the mega influencer I chose was Tyreek Hill, and he's a wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. He does have a strong Instagram following of 1.7 million. And for his partnership type, I wanted him to focus more on being a brand ambassador, as well as maybe doing a social media takeover for our Instagram account. And for the number of posts that he can do, I feel like 2 would be pretty good, as well as 1 social media takeover. And I estimated his price to be around 24,000. But it is important to note that Tyreek has already worn Legends apparel, so we do have a relationship with him that we can really build upon. Along with the NFL preseason does take place during our campaign, so this would be a great opportunity for Tyreek to showcase our gear during his preseason training. All right, so moving on to micro influencers. So for the first one, I chose Mac McClung. He's a shooting guard for the South Bay Lakers. He does have a pretty strong following, so with just under 800,000. And for him, I also chose brand ambassador, as well as a social media takeover. And then the number of posts he can do is maybe 2 to 3, and I estimated his cost maybe around 8,000. So yeah, I feel like he'd be a really good one. As a young player, he does have a large IG following. So, and also with his, I feel like he has a really swagger-like persona that would really resonate with our audience. So, and then for my second macro influencer, I chose Russell Hill. So Russell is a professional powerlifter. He has around 83,000 Instagram followers. And for his partnership type, I felt like he'd be a great brand ambassador, as well as affiliate marketing. And then, similar, he can do, anywhere from 2 to 3 posts. And I estimated his costs to be around 5,000, as well as maybe a 10 to 15% commission for being affiliate marketing. Yeah. All right, so micro influencers. So for the first micro influencer, I chose Dorian Thompson Robinson. So he is the starting quarterback for UCLA, and with just under 100,000 followers, I feel like he'd be a great influencer, just because he's a really recognizable college athlete, and he is projected to make it to the NFL. And then with him, I kind of want him to focus more on the brand ambassador / social media takeover, and he can do anywhere from 3 to 5 posts. And I estimated his cost to be around 3,000, considering that he is a college athlete, so we're not too sure exactly how that would work, but yeah. And then for my next micro influencer, I have Michael Norman. So this is one of my personal favorites. So Michael Norman, he is an Olympic track and field sprinter. He has around 85,000 followers, and similar to Dorian, I feel like he can also do brand ambassador / social media takeover, along with 3 to 5 posts and a $3,000 cost. All right. And lastly, for nano influencers. So for my first nano influencer, I chose Joe Garcia. He's actually a SJSU student and aspiring personal trainer. He has around 1,800 followers, and I feel like he'd be a great person to do affiliate marketing with, as well as a brand ambassador. Considering that he doesn't have a lot of that many followers as the other influencers do, he does have a higher engagement rate. So I said maybe he can do around 10 posts, and I would estimate a 500 for 10 posts, as well as 10% commission for his affiliate marketing. And for Joe, much of his content revolves around fitness and personal training, as well as fitness motivation. So I just thought he'd be a great fit for the campaign. And then lastly, I have Jamal Harvey. He is a star boxer for Team USA. He does have a little bit more of a following, so with 7,200, and I feel like he'd be a great with a first, brand ambassador, as well as social media takeover. And then he can do anywhere from 5 to 10 posts, and I estimated his cost to be around 1,500. So yeah. All right, so budget breakdown. All right, so for the 3-month campaign, our total budget is going to be 100,000. So I'm going to allocate 45% of our budget to paid ads. So this will be Instagram ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, and as well as I'm going to allocate 10% of our budget to content creation. So this is going to be, social media content, video content, any other image content. And lastly, influencers is going to be the last 45% of our budget. And I'll get more into that in a sec. So starting with paid ads. So Facebook, we're gonna allocate 15,000 in total, but we're gonna allocate 5,000 each month. That's what I'm gonna estimate. And then is Instagram is gonna be around 18,000 total, with $6,000 allocated each month throughout the campaign. And lastly, we're gonna have $12,000 total for Google, allocating 4,000 a month throughout the campaign. All right, influencer budget. So for our mega influencers, we're gonna allocate, that's gonna take up 24,000. The macro influencers are gonna be around 13,000, and the micro influencers are gonna be around 6,000, and nano only 2,000. So that's my influencer budget breakdown. All right, campaign timeline. Let's see. So the campaign timeline, this is more going to be like timeline highlights. So obviously, I want to initiate all the paid ads on Facebook, Instagram, and Google, and then just move straight into introducing the Never Settle campaign on all of our social media platforms. And I really wanted to start off our campaign strong. So with an influencer post from Tyreek Hill. And then just throughout the month, it's just going to be more influencer posts and social media takeovers and just more influencer posts throughout the campaign. And then it's important to note that at the end of each month, we are going to evaluate the campaign's performance via Brand Watch and just make any adjustments needed. And yeah, so same thing with on here, just all the influencer posts and evaluating the campaign performance. And lastly, same thing for August. We're just gonna make sure to always initiate the Facebook ads and just have various forms of influencer posts. And I didn't include our posts in here, but these are just the highlights of what our influencers can do throughout the month. All right. And lastly, we have KPIs. So for the KPIs, I broke it down into campaign metrics and social media metrics. So starting with campaign metrics, I have brand awareness. Obviously, we want to see a positive increase in brand awareness throughout the end, by the end of the campaign. And with that, we want to see a positive increase in audience growth at the end of the campaign. And then considering that we do have a $100,000 budget, we will aim to see a positive ROI of at least 175% to anywhere from 250%. Our next metric is going to be sales. So we want to see an increase in sales within all of our products that are available on the website. So that includes like shirts, tanks, sweatshirts, sweatshorts, shorts, sweatpants. So, and also influencer partnerships. So, how many of our influencer partnerships had a positive impact on our campaign? Who should we continue a partnership with? So that's a good metric to look at. And lastly, we have website traffic. So obviously we want to see a very noticeable increase in website traffic from all of our social media marketing efforts, that from link clicks and paid ads and so forth. All right. And lastly, we have social media metrics. So obviously we want to see an increase in followers, and I set a goal for at least a 10% increase in on all social media platforms. For mentions, we want to see an increase in the average volume of mentions throughout the day. Throughout all of our social media platforms. Engagement, we want to see, obviously it's important that we, our engagement increases, because, we want to see our audience interacting with our content, from, likes to comments, shares, reposts. Moving on, impressions. So, just with the help of paid ads and influencer partnerships, I'm gonna aim for it to earn around 50 million to 75 million impressions throughout the duration of the campaign. Link clicks. So obviously we want to see an increase in link clicks on all of our social media platforms, just to prove that our content is working and really engaging with our audience. And lastly, shares. Shares is something that I really thought that was important for a metric on here, just because when your audience shares something, they're sending it to one of their friends or family members, and just because they want to they think our content is worthy enough to like share with them, and I think that's something good to look at. All right, and thank you. All right, so yeah, that is my Never Settle Legends campaign. I hope you like it, and just want to say thank you for a great semester. Mr. Brito, I've learned a lot from you. Definitely one of my favorite teachers. So thank you, and have a great, what is it? Christmas? Yeah, have a great Christmas.